Hi, I'm Bruce Coulomb. I'm with DeLorean and today we're going to show off the newest conversion we have of the DeLorean Time Machine. This is what we call our flying DeLorean Time Machine 2015 series with hover illusion. The car is set up with all the normal gizmos from the movie inside and in the back. But we also added some tires, partial tires with special brackets and a hood, so that the car will look like it's hovering. Now, today we only have the one tire on there for the show, but normally all four tires would have the exact same thing on there. But the car is getting ready to be transported out today. It's sold, so we decided just to go ahead and give you the effect by putting the one tire on. But first, let's go ahead and we'll fire up the car with all the lighting effects, and I'll explain things as we go. Right here we have a Doc's radio, a replica of it that I made, and it has a couple extra remotes. These are just extra remotes for convenience, but the radio is not 100% replica, but it looks close, and it's what the customer wanted. But we have buttons connected here that I can activate the car with, and all the different systems wirelessly. So here, like I'll show you now, we're going to turn the car on. Okay. You can see things start lighting up. I can actually activate the flux bands.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
Yeah, some serious shit, alright. This car is awesome. So, I can now turn off the flux bands if I like, and I can turn off the entire car. Okay. All wireless remote, or I can do it also from this handheld, which is a little more convenient to carry around, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and put the radio down, and I'm going to start demonstrating the car with this handheld remote. So we go over here, we look at the inside of the car. I apologize, I'm sure it's a little dark, but with the lighting effect on, you'll see back here everything lights up. I'm going to turn the car on and you'll hear all the systems come alive. There was your time circuits. Here is the ESR all lit up, the relay clusters, and we added some LEDs inside there. The Torrent blower lit up in blue, the flux capacitor, and then the spectrum analyzer back there. Then we have the Claire Electrosol auxiliary power supply. And let me put the seat back. Over here on the TFC, I can actually individually turn sections off. Like this one here will turn off the SID. I mean, that's off. Put it back on. This one will turn off the rear bulkhead back here. So you can see that's off. And put it back on. Then this will turn off the flux. Flux on, flux off. The Y handle works just as if it did in the movie. It turns all the time circuits on and the plutonium meters and the speedometer. You turn the time handle off, everything's off. Turn the time handle on, everything comes back to life. Now, we also added a backup camera to the radio. So let me open it up and you'll see where we have a 7-inch LCD screen in order to see behind the car, so when you're backing up. And we'll go to the camera section of it. There, Christopher, why don't you get a look at the camera back there. Just zoom in on it and then zoom out. My son Christopher doing the camera work for me, and I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and close this so it's not in the way. Yeah, pretty cool. Goes back in. Okay, so there's that on. You point over here, you'll see the hover illusion. The lights are glowing nice and blue, and all four tires will do that. Then I'm going to turn on the flux bands, okay, along with the sound chip that's been added to it. Then pan over here, Christopher, look at this stuff. Pan in here and you see all the props that come with the car. All the detail we put into it with the medical heat sink, the AVID, the orange tube, the wormhole emitters all lit up in blue. Then over here we have the exhaust vents, and they're all given a special paint job of like it's been heated up. And the Mr. Fusion I get a kick out of. When we open the Mr. Fusion and you want to pretend to put all your garbage in there like Doc did, when you open it up you'll hear the suction sound. Hey, pretty cool. Close it, open it, and close the back. Then over here we have the driver's side pontoon. Go ahead and scan this, Christopher. All these parts here and some of the parts in here. Now, not all these parts are 100% accurate. This was to keep the cost of the car down a little bit, but we put parts in that are relatively really close that the average person would have no clue that these parts weren't exactly screen accurate. Alright, the driver's door, we got that hooked up so that when you open the door it's going to make the opening sound. That's cool. Then you come in over here, Christopher, get a shot of the overhead. Now the overhead we have lit up, and we have it so that the lights blink at random on and off, but I can speed up the lights or I can slow it down. There's faster, and I can slow it down. And let's go back to the rate I like it at, right about there. We have some rocker switches under here that will activate and deactivate, again, certain features on the car. Let me turn off the flux bands remotely. Flux bands are off. Now I can come over here and I can turn the switch on, or the driver can, and you get your flux bands on. Turn the switch, rocker switch, flux bands off. We have other ones for the hover. I have the exhaust lights in the back to where the fog comes out. It'll be all lit up in a nice white light. Then we have neon underneath the car as well. That comes on, which I have now. And then over on the overhead we have other switches that if you don't like it flashing, you can, it has 3 different patterns you can turn on and off individually. Right now I have one pattern frozen, second pattern frozen, third pattern frozen. So you can have them all on just like in the movie, or you can go back to letting them flash at random. And then we have the emergency, Grimes emergency light comes on. We got an LED in there. Everything on here is LED because LEDs consume less power, and we only need a 26 amp battery to power this. Here on the dashboard I have the black power amps. They have little LEDs in them just to give it some life, along with the speedometer, which will go all the way up to 88. You can bring it down to 0, or wherever I want it. We'll go right there at 71. And then again there's the time circuits. Now again, remotely I can turn everything off and then hit it again, and you'll hear the startup sounds. And because the front door is open, or the driver's door is open, you're going to hear the sound of the door opening. There. Okay, let me close this driver's door and put the flux bands back on.
My calculations are correct. This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
And we have another sound bite that's activated wirelessly. We have the ones for roads. And then I've also put in here the Back to the Future theme song, which I'm going to go ahead and activate that. Christopher's going to walk around the car doing a quick look, and then that's it. We'll say goodbye. So right now let's put the theme song on. Christopher, you can walk around that side, look inside the vents, see the lights on in the vents. Just pan. Lights on. The fog is wirelessly controlled. We'll trip the fog. It just takes too long to warm up. Okay? Come along this side. Look inside again. Okay, if you have your own DeLorean that you want us to convert, or you want us to supply the DeLorean, we can convert one for you. Just get a hold of us. Go to our website at DeLorean DeLoreanTimeMachines.com. Give us a call at 407-366-4387. And we'll get you hooked up with one of these on the road. That's it. So thanks for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Bruce Coulomb. Don't forget to also look at our other website. It'll be bttfprops.com.